What you're about to watch is from the most recent live stream. This is the actual math that I go through to find the CR numbers and compare it to what's printed. And with that intro out of the way, let's get right into the video. Alright, Arcanaloth. Medium Fiend, which is also Yugoloth, with an AC of 17. So let's throw that in here. And so as we can see, the typical shifts. Alright, so we got a shift already from the higher AC, but that doesn't really make much of a difference right now because I haven't put in the hit points for the Arcanaloth, which is 104 coming from 16 D8 and 14 Constitution with 16 Wisdom and 17 Charisma, which probably doesn't matter. And it's a CR 12. Alright, we have some saving throws for Arcanaloth as we get into the skills and trait section. Oh no, so much spells, so many spells. I don't know if we're gonna have time for the Mind Flayer Arcanist this time. Alright, saving throws. We have 4. Dex, Intellect, Wisdom, and Charisma. Man, that's a lot. Okay. So we're getting a +2 shift, which is pushing our DCR up to a 6. And we also have skills, which we don't care about, and damage resistance. So we have damage resistance, which I'm going to throw in here, giving it 1.25 times the hit points, and also damage immunities, which we don't care about because there's only 2 traits. Alright, so the trait section, we have innate spellcasting, magic resistance, magic weapons, which doesn't matter, and spellcasting. So, before I forget it, like I did last time, let's take a look at the magic resistance and go ahead and throw that in. And that is right here. So that's going to shift it up to a DCR of 7 already. And that's it so far. So, let's come over to the Ultraloth. Alright, what do we have for spells here? Because there's going to be a lot of them. Alright, spells. Innate spellcasting. We have Alter Self, Darkness, Heat Metal, which could be useful. Invisibility, Self Only, and Magic Missile. Alright, so what do we have here for Heat Metal for the spell damage? Heat Metal is dealing 2d8 fire damage at 2nd level. So that's not a whole lot of damage, but could be worthwhile if you run out of spells to use. So 4.5 times 2, not a whole lot going on there. And Magic Missile is only going to be the 3, so it's going to be, because it's an innate spell, we can't upcast it, so it's only 2.5 times 3 plus 3 for a total of 10.5 average damage. Alright, next we're looking at all the rest of the spells. So we have Firebolt, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Prestidigitation, don't really care about that. Then for first levels, Detect Magic, Identify Shield. Oh, that's going to be the important one. Shield, right there. Well, it's not concentration, but it is a bonus it's a reaction for +5 AC. So right off the bat for Shield, I'm going to add that into the monster calculations. Because I don't have a spot for Shield, which I really need to add that in here, I'm just going to add in the +5 AC to its base AC, bumping it up to 22. Alright. Back to this. What else do we have after Shield? Tensor's Floating Disc, Detect Thoughts, Mirror Image, Phantasmal Force, and Suggestion. I think Phantasmal Force does damage? I don't recall. Phantasmal Force can deal some damage, but probably not worth it to add it in. Alright, back to trying to figure out these spells. I'm going to skip over Phantasmal Force because I'm sure that doesn't really do much. And we have the good old classic Fireball, which is, what is that? Level 3 spell, right? Fireball 4. 8d6 at level 3. Cool. So we're looking at, equals 3.5 times 8 times 2 people. Oh, shoot. I like to do this and use that target number there. So we have for 56, and we can go all the way up to spell level 8. Whoops. Let's fix that. So because of that, we can get up as high as 91 points of damage on the Fireball. What else do we have? Fireball. Then we have Banishment, Dimension Door, Contact Other Plane, Hold Monster, Chain Lightning. Alright, so we want Chain Lightning in there for sure, because that's going to do some damage. And let's see how much that does. I know Chain Lightning can be a little weird because it jumps 3 times. It can jump up to like 2 or 3 times, but we're only considering 2 jumps because that's usually how AoE spells work, and I always consider Chain of Lightning an AoE spell. Alright, so that's going to be 10d8. So let's see here. And we can not upcast that for damage, but it can be upcast for more jumps. So we're not really worried about that per se. We're just looking at the damage, and that's a 6th level spell. So that would be, what was that? 4.5 times 10 times 2. So we have 90 for that. Finger of Death. Ooh, fun. Let's see here. Finger of Death. Let me guess. It's just insta-kill? Looking at Finger of Death. You spend negative energy causing a creature that you can see within range, causing it searing pain. They make a constitution check, taking 7d8 plus 30 necrotic damage as a 7th level spell. Alright, so this is just a flat number here of 4.5 times 7 plus 30. Alright. I think that's the majority of the spells besides Mind Blank, which is helpful, but not necessarily important, I don't think. And then it's Claw Attack. So let me see here. How many spell slots do we have? We have one. One. Oh, come on. 1 for all of these. 2, 3s, and 4s. All right. So we also have the Claw action, which does, let's see here, 8 points of slashing damage plus 10.5 poison damage. So that's negligible. We're not really going to worry about that. So the big thing is going to be, more than likely, Mind Blank is going to be cast right off the bat. Well, it doesn't actually say it. Usually, like with the arcane, that CR12 arcane humanoid from the back of the book, it says that Mind Blank would be open. So in theory, round 1 we could do a spell level 8 fireball just for the fun of it. Let's do that. Bye Mind Blank, but hey, 91 points of damage or more is going to be fun. After that, I would say the next spell we would use is Chain Lightning, because we have 1 spot of that open for 90 points of damage. So we would use Chain Lightning next after a level 8 Fireball, then a level 6 Chain Lightning, and then a level 7 Fireball for a total of 88 damage. This seems like it would do a lot more damage, to be honest. Well, let's see what we have here in our calculation. So we have an average of 88 points of damage, and I'm probably off because I need a little bit more time to work with spellcasters. But it does have a DC of 17, which could be a huge factor here. And no, we actually have our CR12 Arcanaloth. There it is, right here. So we're seeing an OCR 14, which is pretty high, even though we only have 88 points of damage. And we have a slightly lower spread with the DCR of a DCR 10. And we're seeing here in the charts that our 88 DPR is hitting this range of a 14. And there's no shift because the difficulty check that it has innately is a 17, and it's expecting an 18. So that's because it's only a 1 difference. We're not shifting the 14 at all, which is great. So the OCR is 14. But we have a huge jump in the DCR, and this is why AC is king when it comes to things. Like, hit points are great, but having a lot more AC is gigantic. I mean, look at this. Because of shield and that +5 bonus, as a reaction, and where is shield again? It's a level 1 spot, so we can do this a load of times. We're looking at an average of, what was it, 130 effective hit points, bringing us on the high end of an OCR 4, which expects an AC of 14. But because our Arcanaloth has an effective AC of 26 because of all of its extras, 26 and 14, that's over by 12. And then when we average that out, we're looking at a +6 jump. Oh man. So we go from a CR4 all the way up to a CR6 because of shield, the magic resistance, and probably the immunities. Yeah, the immunities are helping out, but the shield is the major king here. And there you have it. That's how you break down and expose the monster's CR values. If you like what you've seen, hit the subscribe button down below and give the video a thumbs up. I post daily. And until next time, thanks for watching.